John Cena did it. He won his 17th World Championship. It was not the way that John Cena would have done it. But you know what? This title reign, this retirement tour just got a whole lot more interesting. It's upsetting to me because John Cena was the guy who I grew up watching. So this is really sad seeing what he's become. No hustle, no loyalty, and no respect. I knew it was going to happen. The finish, in my opinion, could have been better. Like, at least have The Rock show up or something. I don't know. I feel like Travis Scott, yeah, it added on to it because, you know, we had the stuff at Elimination Chamber. But, man, there's something about this that just doesn't sit right with me. I definitely think that last night's main event was a lot better than tonight's main event when it comes to WrestleMania. It's very, very interesting. Oh my gosh, there's people outside my window. I kind of want to quickly do this here. So we have Cena and Cody Rhodes just wrapping up. I'll just talk about it now because it's so fresh. Sorry, I can see. I know, I see, but I'm live streaming right now. I can't be doing this right now. But, this was an interesting night of WrestleMania. I wholeheartedly believe that... Oh, why are they stopping the music? They stopped the music. What's going on? Yeah. There's people outside my window, my friends. Ah, man. This doesn't sit right with me. The way he won. The ref got knocked out because he told him to cut it. The ref got knocked out. Then out comes Travis Scott. And Cody Rhodes gives him a crossroads. And it's the whole thing. Pat McAfee ain't gonna do nothing. But, saying F you, Cena. This is, are they saying thank you, Cena? He's not done. He still has the rest of this year on his retirement tour. Don't cheer him. No. He's going to go on Raw tomorrow or Pat McAfee show, whatever, and he's going to say, oh, I finally turn heel and now you guys like me. No, like, excuse me, this doesn't sit right with me the way this is going down, man. I would have been totally fine with, like, say, The Rock or somebody coming out, but the fact that Travis mother-loving Scott, came out and cost Cody Rhodes the title. And that concludes WrestleMania weekend. Well, it technically is over tomorrow night with Raw, but the weekend is Saturday and Sunday. I don't like this, man. This night, too, is fantastic. I will say, a lot better than night one. But this main event, it doesn't sit right with me. Cena, this is not the John Cena that deserves a world title. But he took that world title. He took that 17th world title. And this is what we're left with now, I guess. They're getting set up for the post show now. Fiend. Yeah. Yeah, there's Joe Tessitore. I don't like this, man. All right, but let's try to break down the rest of the show. So the opening match was the women's triple threat match of the night, in my opinion. The women's triple threat match was the match of the night. Fantastic back and forth from all three women. We had Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, and Bianca Belair. Bianca Belair's heel now? Full on? She was booed. She was booed out of the stadium, honestly. She had her stepdaughter come out in her entrance with her. I'm going to turn this down so that way it's not overpowering my voice at all. He's a 17-time world champion. I gotta move on. But yeah, Io Sky retained, thank goodness, because if she didn't retain, that would have been kind of bad on her part because she had been treated like an afterthought this whole process. And did you notice they did the finish to when Jeff Hardy won his first WWE title at Armageddon 08? That was a cool little Easter egg for me, being a Jeff Hardy mark that I am. This is exciting. This match was very exciting. You saw fantastic moves from Rhea Ripley, Bianca, and Io, especially with that finish, man. That finish was beautiful. Brings me back to 2008. Little Vincent, well, I didn't watch it live, but I watched it the next night on Monday Night Raw on the replay. But when Jeff Hardy won the WWE title, it really reminded me of that. Fantastic match from the three. I think that was definitely the show stealer of the night. I'm so happy that it went on first. It really put the night two into a good swing of things. Honestly, that match could have main evented if they wanted to, but I get it. You know, the story was Cena in his 17th world title. But, all right, but yeah, that was my thoughts on that matchup. So let's kind of move on there. Next up, we had the street fight, which honestly, this was a very entertaining match, the street fight. Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest really put on a good match, in my opinion. But there were a few little hiccups in there. Drew being Drew McIntyre, he won that media slammy earlier today, so really fits perfectly for him. Gosh, they keep showing Cena winning, and I'm just like, Argh. But no, Drew McIntyre, it was a cool back and forth. I do think I'm happy that Drew McIntyre won. He needed that win back, especially because he hasn't won at WrestleMania since last year when he won the title, but then he lost it 5 minutes later, so that was a real loss here regardless. I just hope that we get some good stuff from Drew here on out. Maybe we get a world title feud with him and Jey Uso. Who knows? Maybe even him and Cena. I don't know. But I'm pretty sure that we're not done with. I feel like there's going to be a little bit more from that feud with Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre. Maybe on Monday Night Raw, maybe Friday Night SmackDown. I don't know. But it was a good match, though. I think that it had a good amount of craziness, for a Sin City Street fight. Yeah. And next up, we had it was the women's tag team titles. I'm pretty sure. That was an interesting match. Everybody knew Becky Lynch was going to come out. I think it should have been Santina Marella, but yeah, main event for real. I think Santina Marella should have come out and been out with Lyra Valkyria first. That would have been a crowd popper. But that's if I were booking it, and I'm not booking it. So if I were booking it, it would have been a whole different WrestleMania. But yeah, Becky Lynch came back, and her and Lyra Valkyria won the women's tag titles. You kind of saw that coming. As soon as they took Bayley out, you were like, okay, that's happening. So now I think that they're going to do something with Bayley and Lyra going into Backlash, and Bayley will win the women's Intercontinental title, and then Becky and Lyra can go do their tag title reign, be champions for, honestly, I can see them being champions as long as Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill were last year around this time. I thought it was a good match. Definitely, I feel like it was low-key the snoozer of the night. That and a little bit of Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre, but that's besides the point. But yeah, Lyra and Becky Lynch won the women's tag titles, beat the Judgment Day. I really think after tonight, the Judgment Day is going to be no more, and then I worry Carlito's going to get released or something. I don't want that because I love Carlito. He was a part of the first match I've ever watched. But that's a whole different thing, though. But I do think that tonight we saw the end of the Judgment Day, especially with Dirty Dom, Mysterio. Oh, wait, that's what was after the street fight, I think. That's okay. We're just looking at the card here. I don't remember what the match order was. I was just watching the show and enjoying. But yeah, now let's talk about the Fatal 4-Way. What a Fatal 4-Way it was, though. Like, it was exciting to see Dirty Dom win the Intercontinental title. He is somebody who truly has earned respect from everybody in wrestling, in my opinion. Yeah, he's Dominic Mysterio, obviously. He's Dirty Dom. But his heel work, his in-ring ability has improved tremendously over the past 5 years. He has earned that Intercontinental title. And if you don't think he did, you're wrong. Plain and simple. He is the greatest luchador to have ever done it, in my opinion. Next to El Grande Americano, that is. But, yeah, it was awesome. Penta's first WrestleMania. He did fantastic. The entrance was awesome. We had Braun Breaker. Fortunately, he didn't retain his title, but I do see him going on to the world title picture now eventually, either the world title or WWE title. I do think, you know what, I'll talk about the WWE title later because I want to talk about how I think the rest of the year is going to go with it. Then we had the Randy Orton Open Challenge, and oh my God. I already posted my reaction. It's on YouTube already. Go ahead and look at it after this is over. It's on the channel. And if you're not subscribed, why aren't you? Do that now. But I want to. I honestly, I wanted to see Matt Cardona. I wanted to see Zack Ryder. But that's okay. I know other people wanted to see Rusev. People were chanting Rusev Day. But we got Rusev's lawyer instead. So we had Joe Hendry say his name, and he appeared. I was wondering who in that audience is saying Joe Hendry's name. Who accidentally said his name? Because he appeared. He had a shirt and all. That was awesome. Joe Hendry, yeah, it was a squash match, and Randy Orton kind of said, F TNA, what's a TNA? But it's okay. I think that it was a very entertaining match. Joe Hendry got his flowers at the end by Randy Orton really getting that acknowledgement. The handshake at the end was amazing. Much respect to Joe Hendry. It was amazing. I met him back in January at WrestleCon in Indianapolis. It was awesome. He's a great guy. He lied to me about being in the Rumble. I'm sure he lied to people about being in Randy Orton's match today. But this is awesome. That's what I love about pro wrestling, especially nowadays. You never expect anything of that magnitude. Like, people were thinking Rusev, so now either I think Rusev's going to show up on Raw tomorrow night, maybe. Who knows? Maybe Rusev just never even signed, and the dirt sheets are lying to us. But yeah, and the next match would have been, that I haven't talked about yet, would have been Logan Paul and AJ Styles. This was a good match. Logan Paul had some great heel work. Karrion Kross getting himself involved really put him in a good spot to further expand on his, his heel character. He proved, he was like, hey, AJ, I was right and you were wrong. You should have used those brass knuckles. And it cost AJ Styles the match. And there's not really anything else you can... ooh, that was a loud... I could tell from the sound. Yeah. But you can tell that this was... I don't know. This was a good match. I thought that this was definitely not a snoozer of the night. This was a great match back and forth. AJ Styles and Logan Paul. Logan Paul, I don't like him as a person, but as a wrestler, he's really... He knows the game, man. But thinking about who he was trained by in pro wrestling, like he was gifted all of the tools. He had every single... bit of tools that he needed to be successful in pro wrestling. Just all the people that he had training him. Like, it's the same people who were training these LFG guys, the people who were getting, well, not ID'd because they were already trained. But all these WWE, whatever college thing they call it. I don't know. But all that stuff, because, like, think about these people have never been in a ring a day in their lives, and now they're getting trained by the absolute best in the business. Like, that's amazing to me. This was an amazing match, like I said. Logan Paul doing some fantastic heel work, grabbing the drone camera out of midair. That was pretty cool. So he had to have some, like, training for that, I'm sure. Because if you grab a drone camera and you get your finger in that, that's going to be something. That's going to be, you're going to need some stitches. But, yeah, I guess we'll talk about this main event now. The real upsetting match of the night. I personally didn't even like the match in general. It made Cody look pretty weak, but I get it. You know, he was up against the greatest of all time, John Cena. That finish didn't sit well with me. It definitely could have been better. Travis Scott being the reason Cody lost really rubs rubs me the wrong way. And I think that I get it, though. It's John Cena's heel character. But that's just not the John Cena we're used to. So, of course, there's going to be people with these reactions feeling this way. But John Cena did not earn it. Usually he earns it. This time he didn't. And it's upsetting to see as somebody who's watched him for over 10 years and somebody who supported Cena from a kid to now an adult. But he broke up with me. He called me toxic. So, but I feel like definitely some inclusion from The Rock could have been great. Definitely just something else that was not Travis Scott. I get why, though, if we're talking storyline purposes, Elimination Chamber, Travis Scott came in and he gave Cody Rhodes the black eye and whatever. But at the end of the day, Travis Scott, a rapper, cost Cody Rhodes the WWE Championship? I don't know. I'm really intrigued and interested to see how this rest of this retirement tour is going to go. Oh, man, they're showing the replay of the Triple Threat right now, and they just showed Bianca whipping Rhea Ripley. That was crazy. I remember watching that, be like, ooh, man. And like, oh, man, they're about to show the finish again. Yeah, they did Yeah. That was the Triple Threat. Yeah, the Swanton. It was a moonsault, but Jeff Hardy did the Swanton. But back to this match. I'm sorry. Cody really looked weak in this match. And he should take some time off TV for a little bit. And when the time is right, he should come back. It'll probably be at the end of the year, SummerSlam even. I don't even know. I don't know. Cody Rhodes is going to get his second WWE title at the end of the year. Cena's holding this title till the end of time, until the end of his time. It breaks my heart to see, because John Cena, he is the GOAT. It breaks my heart to see, like I said. I feel like I'm just sounding like a broken record. I've said it so many times. Yeah, there's going to be a new game. Take a shot every time I say it breaks my heart. But I'm just interested to see how they go from here. This wasn't the fairy tale ending like we got at last year's WrestleMania, so definitely there's going to be some salty fans definitely saying, oh, that was the worst ending to WrestleMania history, which it wasn't. Have you seen WrestleMania 32? But I don't know. I think that we just got to – we got to wait and see. We got to watch. This is how they get us to come back, and I'm all for it. What a great night, too, this was, despite the main event. I thought it was good. Let's try to keep some high spirits going into Monday Night Raw on Netflix, the Raw after Netflix. They're going to have some debuts, some returns, anything like that. Maybe some brand switches. Who knows? It's going to be a fun night. So let's get ready for Monday Night Raw. Let's have a fun rest of WrestleMania. I don't know if they're showing the Roast of WrestleMania. If they are, I want to watch it. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed WrestleMania as much as I did. I know this wasn't the best WrestleMania weekend, but this is definitely one where you got to see what's next. And I feel like this was the case 2 years ago at WrestleMania 39. You got to see what's next. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share the video too, because I noticed there's not a lot of people getting my videos in there. But so let's try to get it up there. All right, you guys have a great rest of your WrestleMania weekend. Yeet.